Hallo ihr Lieben, schön, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt bei den Liedermacherinnen, einem Podcast, der sich mit Liedern und deren Machern und Macherinnen beschäftigt aus Franken und gern darüber hinaus. Und mein heutiger Gast passt nicht so ganz in das Schema, gerne darüber hinaus, weil es wirklich weit hinausgeht. Ich habe eine wunderbare Künstlerin zu Gast aus Maine, den Vereinigten Staaten, die weltweit viele, viele Konzerte spielt. Und ich war eingeladen auf einem Wohnzimmerkonzert in einer wunderbaren Altstadtwohnung in Johannes bei meinem Freund Reinhard. Grüße gehen raus. Und hatte das Vergnügen, mich mit Cotter zu unterhalten. Das ist die Künstlerin. Und sie erzählt spannende Geschichten aus ihrem Leben und aus ihrem Tourleben. Und hinterher gab es ein tolles Konzert. Ich habe diesmal tatsächlich ein bisschen mehr Musik mit reingenommen. Es gibt 3 Stücke von ihr zu hören. Und ich fand es ganz wunderbar. Und ich hoffe, dass ihr es genauso wunderbar findet und wünsche euch jetzt ganz viel Spaß mit der Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. So, welcome back to Liedermacherinnen. This is a usually German singer-songwriter podcast, and today a little bit different. I have a very special guest from the United States, Cotter.
Hello.
Welcome and thanks for being my guest.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Andreas.
Caroline, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm happy to be in Nuremberg. And yeah, I think the last time I was here was 6 months ago, so it's just really nice to be back.
So just recently?
It was not so long ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do within the 6 months in between? Have you been traveling only in Europe or?
No, when I was here, it was at the end of the year. I had just finished a 3-week tour in Italy.
Mm.
I spent almost all of December in Italy, and then came here right before the new year to play a couple of concerts in Nuremberg, and then traveled home at the beginning of the year to the United States. And it was a busy winter in many ways, not so many shows as I played last year, but I was really excited to record the songs that I wrote last year. So it was busy in that respect. I did play a couple of really interesting, one festival and one conference. I played in New Orleans at Folk Alliance International. It's a conference gathering that I've been going to for many years, but this time it was in New Orleans, and I had an official showcase, and that was really wonderful. And then another really interesting winter experience that I had was playing a singer-songwriters festival in the Bahamas.
Oh.
That was the first time I had been to the Bahamas.
I think there are worse places in the world than being on the Bahamas for
in
a
February especially. Yeah. Yeah. And the rest of the winter I spent in Nashville, and I was recording my new album.
I guess I will come to that later.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Let me first maybe introduce you to my audience. So when someone asks you what you do, so what's the answer that feels most true to you right now?
It depends on who's asking, but I say I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
I write songs, and I travel around performing them for people, sharing my music with people. Yeah, that's what I'm up to right now.
Okay. And it feels good, I hope?
It feels good, yes. Yes.
I guess if not, you wouldn't be doing that.
Right.
You grew up in Rhode Island.
That's right.
That's
I
what
did.
I read. And you took your musical inspiration from artists like the Beatles, Beach Boys, the Carpenters, and Bob Dylan, and so on. So when you look back now, what do you think really stuck with you from that early listening?
Yeah, I think what stuck with me? I think the honesty in the music, the imagination in the music, the the joy in it. Yeah, that's maybe what stuck with me. And I find it very comforting now to listen to that. We were just listening to Magical Mystery Tour, which is one of my favorite Beatles albums, and was since before I could speak. I would pull it out and listen to it. But yeah, there's just such wild imagination, especially in that album, that I actually don't think that type of imagination has gotten into my music yet, but I appreciate what they have going on in that album, and maybe someday I'll have a little bit more imagination and my music becomes, or has been, so autobiographical, but there's always room for change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that sounds like that music played already an important part in your life before you actively made music for yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yep. My whole life I've been singing and playing. I had a record collection and my own record player when I was little, and grew up with a piano in the house. Mm-hmm. Played the trumpet when I was in 3rd grade to 7th grade. I played the guitar starting really when I was 12, I think, is when I picked up the guitar. And mostly watching my brother, self-taught, and watching my brother play. And singing in chorus at school and choir at church, and with my family all the time.
So music was important for the whole family?
Yes. So, yep. I have 2 older siblings, and they both played the piano as well. And my sister played the flute, and my brother played the trumpet. And that's
a lot.
Yeah, we all just sang in choir and chorus. And my parents, neither one played an instrument while I was growing up, but they sang to me at night, lullabies every night, and my dad is an actor, not professionally, but it's something that he's been doing for many years. Mm-hmm. And I grew up listening to the soundtracks of musicals that he was auditioning for.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. So acting for theater and musicals.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, so earlier today I was looking back on a Broadway musical called The Fantastics, and just laughing at the lines that have stuck with me over the years. And this must have been like 30 years ago that I was listening to this soundtrack, and just over and over, because when you're auditioning for something, you really need to get it in you. And so there was that one. There was the Man of La Mancha that I remember listening to as well, because of my dad. So lots of music in the house growing up, and yeah.
And so you said that you learned the guitar for yourself? Mm-hmm. And that was also the time when you started doing your own writing then?
No, much later. I actually played and sang for 10 years before I wrote my first song.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it was, what year was that? 2007, I suppose, was the first song that I wrote. And I wrote one song and thought, well, that was kind of cool, and wasn't sure that I would ever write another one. And then a couple of weeks later, I wrote another one, and it kind of went on like that for a while. And I'm not as prolific these days, but it's still this unexpected magical thing when I write a song. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds like you're surprised about yourself.
Well, it feels like it's not. It doesn't feel like something I'm doing as much as something I'm receiving sometimes. So, yeah, there is a bit of a surprise element. It's a nice surprise. I was flipping through that book when I wrote this song. It's called Don't Wait.
You've been traveling a lot. You spent time in India, in Thailand.
Many years ago.
In Spain, in
Yeah.
Italy, in Germany,
That's
in
right.
Japan.
Yes, more recently. Yep.
So which moments from your journey are still important for you and still come up in your actual songwriting?
In my songwriting. I think, like you said, the whole surprise element, I think so much of what I appreciate about traveling is just the constant surprise. There's so much variety. Going to a place like Japan, where it was my first time going there last year. There's inspiration and surprise for me in variety and learning new things. I'm very much an experiential learner. Probably if I were more of somebody who could sit down and go through books. My mother reads, I don't know how many stacks of books every week. And I'm just not that person. I do better experiencing out in the world. And it's those things, that any experience, whether it's the people that I meet or the food that I eat or the museums that I'm visiting or just anything, that so many of my songs are about nature, just admiring the trees and the roots and the rocks and the flowers. I mean, I haven't gone through and really thought about it, but I feel like just about every single one of my songs has to do with nature in some way. So being out in it is pretty important for me, because that's where I gather inspiration for writing anything, whether it's songs or stories or poems or anything. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question that I did not write down before, but it just came into my mind. You said you have played the first time in Japan last year?
Yes. Yeah.
Curious questions. How do you start when you say, I want to play in Japan? Do you get an invitation, or is this an active thing from your side?
It was a very unique opportunity. The World Expo was being held in Osaka last year. Mm-hmm. So the USA Pavilion had a call for artists to be artists in residence. And so I applied for this opportunity to be an artist in residence at the World Expo. And I was there for 2 months at the USA Pavilion performing. It was a really great opportunity, really. And then got to travel around quite a bit during and after that experience as well.
Okay. So it was in the American Pavilion of the Expo.
Yes.
then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I anyway wanted to ask later about that Japan thing, but so now I already got the answer.
Yes.
That's cool. Another thing that I read about you is that you walked the Camino de Santiago.
Yes.
In German, they say it's the Jakobsweg.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what I hear that people walking this walking to Santiago, that changes the way you look at yourself because you have so much time to make the inside view and stuff like that. So how did this pilgrim walk affect you?
Well, it was a long time ago. And so it's hard to say at this point in my life because I think that was almost 19 years ago that I walked the Camino de Santiago.
Okay.
However,
so probably many things happened in between then.
Many things, yes. And it was a transformative experience. And one of these experiences that just really has stuck with me over the years because I've never walked for a solid month besides that. That's the only time that I've spent an entire 33 days walking nonstop. And it was beautiful. I mean, really, it's one of those things that I would like to do again. And in fact, the Camino de Santiago, well, I did do it again. A few years after that, maybe 2010, I did the Camino de Santiago from Portugal. So there's many ways.
From south.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, there's many ways to do it. But the first time I did from France, the most popular route. And then the second time I did a shorter version just from Portugal. And just last year, I learned of another ancient pilgrimage, also 1,000 years old, in Japan, called the Kumano-Kodo.
Okay.
And it's the only other World UNESCO Heritage pilgrimage in the world. So the two in World UNESCO Heritage pilgrimages are the Camino de Santiago in Spain and the Kumano-Kodo in Japan. And so after I learned about it, I knew that I had to do it. I brought my hiking boots with me to Japan and did as much research as I could. It was still a little bit hard to figure out where to start, where to stay, how to split it up. Because I was working in Japan, I didn't have many days in a row to take off and do it. But I ended up doing it for my birthday. I celebrated my birthday in Japan. And however many years ago that was, 18 years before doing the Camino de Santiago, also on my birthday. I thought it would just be a nice thing to do. So yeah, I love walking in the woods by myself. And in fact, one of the songs on the new album is one that I wrote during that time, and it's called 1,000 Years Ago. I did not bring my guitar with me on the Camino de Santiago or on the Kumano-Kodo, but my experience on both of those pilgrimages was that I found a guitar every now and then. And in Japan, when I found a guitar, it was at night. I was having a tea at this place that just looked nice. There weren't very many people there, but there was a guitar lying on the ground in the tea house. And so I picked it up. I was by myself. Nobody was around. And I just started writing this song. And it was lovely how the universe provides you with what you need when you need it. Yeah.
And it's quite unusual to find a guitar in Japan, I guess.
No, they've got all kinds of lovely. I mean, my first guitar was a Yamaha, you know.
Yeah, okay. I also got a Yamaha.
Yeah. Japanese guitars are everywhere.
Okay, yeah. So there's a beautiful balance in your work between very personal memories and also universal themes. You said that before. It's a lot about nature and stuff. Do you aim for that consciously, or does it happen naturally when you just write music?
Yeah, it really does happen naturally. I don't. I've set out to write songs a few times, but generally, like I said, it feels like I'm just receiving a nice gift, you know, a collaboration. And it's, yeah, like I said, some of the songs are full of effort and others not as much. But what was the question?
The question was that there's a balance between personal memories
and
universal themes, and
yeah.
if you search for that, or if it comes,
that's just what comes naturally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Is songwriting hard work for you?
No, it's quite fun actually. It's and I say that knowing that I don't push myself the way that many songwriters do. I don't have a label. So I'm not forced to write a certain amount of songs. I don't have a publisher. I'm an independent artist. So the second I stop writing songs, I just do something else. It's okay. You know, I've written many songs and I'm grateful for all the songs that I've written, but I'm not the type of artist who's striving to continue doing this thing. Yeah, it's, in fact, it was almost a little bit of an accident when I started writing 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to school to study art and education and was planning on being a teacher. And so after university and then teaching overseas and then going to grad school to get my master's, and through all of that, continuing to write and sing and share music, it just became something that I was doing a lot and more and more. And so I don't know that I'm hanging on to it as something that I need to keep doing, as much as I feel grateful when the songs come. Yeah, it's I've said this before, it's a cathartic expression of my life experience. So there may be other ways that I start to express that in the future, but for now, this is what I'm doing.
And so what are there certain situations where songwriting feels easier than others, or where are you feeling most comfortable?
It's yeah, like I said, it's not something I really try hard.
Yeah, it's just happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's great.
It's great. It's great. The song is called "The Year of the Wrecking Ball." Open the door to the old brick house. I feel the floorboards smile. Carpets worn thin from secret stuffed in. There's only so much you can hide. Down through the hallway, dinosaur bones and ball
If you zoom out and look at the last 5 years of your life, so personally and musically, what's the story you see, and how would you describe that chapter of the last 5 years?
The last 5 years, that's an interesting chunk of time because we had a pandemic, right? So it was just coming out of the pandemic.
Okay.
I had been 5 years before that on the road full time. And then when the pandemic happened, it forced me to ground and reassess what I was doing. During that time, I did start teaching again. I was teaching beginner guitar, beginner ukulele, songwriting. I was working with people of all ages, different, I think I had a student from every generation, like 3 to 80, when I was doing that work. And because it was the pandemic, it was remote, people from all over the world. A really lovely chapter. I started gardening during that time. I lived in a national park, and so I was very close to nature. But it was a time of grounding. It was a time of introspection, and it was a time of really questioning if I wanted to keep touring with my music. I had a band, was playing with local musicians in coastal Maine where I was living, and it was just wonderful. I was building community. I helped revitalize a nonprofit that was organizing concerts and art shows. And so there was a lot happening in a small radius during that time. And when I finally got ready to release Gently As I Go, which was the 2023 release, I had a feeling that things were going to change for me, that I would want to get out in the world again and share that music live with people. And it was curious that really, as I was releasing that project, the universe kind of just said, no, you're going to stay where you are. I had an emergency knee surgery that took 9 months to recover from, so I couldn't tour. I mean, I couldn't even walk. My car broke down a few times during that time. It was just like one thing after the other really just challenged me to stay where I was and continue to assess this question. Do I want to keep doing this? And the answer was yes. I mean, eventually I could walk again. I bought a new car and I started touring again. I came to Europe for the first time in 4 years and rediscovered a joy in that exploration that reminded me why I do this and why it's so important to me.
So this forced break, let's say, the pandemic, so it was not your choice to stay home, and
no.
But would you say, when you look back, that this break was important to be confident again to start touring?
Yes. Yeah. And it gave me a reminder of other things that I love to do in life. I love to build community. I love to nest. I mean, I think a lot of people are bewildered or confused by the amount that I travel, and that I, for many years, didn't even have a home base anywhere. And again, I have that where I'm just on the go now. I have some things in storage, but during that time, for those 4.5 years, I really had a lovely community, a wonderful connection to the land where I was living, and really enjoyed creating a space that felt like home, that I could invite people to and host things in.
Brings me perfectly to my next question. So you've played over 1,000 shows in dozens of states in the US.
Counting.
And I don't know. And I mean, nearly 20 countries. So what does home mean to you at this point of your life?
It's a great question. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't have a good answer, really.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that when I go back to Maine, I feel at home. I love New England, primarily the places where I've lived, which is Rhode Island, where I grew up, and Maine, particularly coastal Maine.
So Rhode Island is somewhere between New York and Boston, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Maine is north of that.
Correct.
East Coast, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's all very much just a little cluster on the map in between New York State, the Atlantic Ocean, and Canada. It's this cluster of 6 states called New England. But yes, Maine it's one of these magical places in the world where I feel really grateful that I have a connection to it. Home is people.
Home is people.
Home is people, yeah. And my people are spread out, so my home is spread out. Mm-hmm. I have family in Maine, in Rhode Island, in Connecticut, in North Carolina. I have really dear friends who feel like family in all over Maine, and at this point all over the world. And it just feels very special to be able to visit with those people and feel that I'm at home with them wherever they are, wherever we are.
Actually, many of your shows in Germany these days, and also from last year, are those kind of house concerts and tiny club concerts. So what surprises you most about playing in Germany? Since when do you play shows in Germany?
Since 2016.
Okay, so 10 years now.
10 years.
Okay, and what surprised you the most about playing in Germany?
I think the enthusiasm for not only for music in English, American music, but for music that's not by a famous artist. You know, I'm unknown to most people that come to my concerts, and the appreciation and excitement around the whole thing is really refreshing and encouraging and lovely. So that was probably the biggest surprise. I'm always grateful when audiences...
Is this different compared to other countries?
That's a good question. I think somebody recently told me that Germany is one of the top... I don't know how many. It's in the top music market in the world. There's something special about Germany, and I don't have the details, but
okay.
but what I do have is the experience to say that I feel it. I feel that when I come here. I think that there's nothing wrong. I mean, in fact, it's wonderful that there's so many people who are out sharing their music these days. I will say that it makes it a lot harder to find venues when there's so many people out there sharing their music. And somehow I've continued to get just really warm welcomes and lovely opportunities to share my music here in Germany. The United States is an enormous country, and getting from one side of the other, or one side of the country to the other, takes days. And
is expensive.
It's expensive. And there's huge distances between things, the further you go west, especially. So there's something really, again, refreshing about coming to a place where, I don't know, 600-700 years ago, people like me were just walking from town to town, doing what I do with their instrument on their back. And when I really think about what works for me and what brings me joy and fulfillment, more than joy, actually, fulfillment, it's this idea of walking from town to town like a traveling minstrel and just sharing my music. There's this beautiful poet, Japanese poet, who walked around, I think it was in the 1500s, walked around Japan, experiencing nature, experiencing people, and sharing poems about his experiences. And that resonates a lot for me. It feels like just the way I'm living my life is very similar, or at least my hope and the ideal version is similar to Basho.
That's a nice picture, I think. So walking from town to town and then doing shows there. How do you find the venues in countries that you do not live in, like Germany or Italy or?
Yeah, just as lovely as, I mean, every time it's a surprise. I've had so much support and help, people just booking concerts for me and inviting me to do a variety of things. And so it's always an adventure. I'm not at a level in my career, and I may never be, where I've got other people booking me and managing me and putting me on big stages and in the same feeling hotel every night. And so there's a quirkiness to my touring life where earlier, maybe a week ago, I played in a Portuguese shoe cafe in Oldenburg. I mean, it's just like these strange opportunities that come up. It was a sweet experience. There were probably 35 people there, and they were all excited to hear the show. So, I find the venues to be surprisingly lovely, and I'm grateful for the variety and the quirkiness of it all. Mm-hmm.
What's the difference to play in a living room or in a tiny cafe here in Nuremberg or in Oldenburg, as you said, compared to a more traditional venue in the US? Well,
I don't know about a more traditional venue in the US, but when you asked that question before you said in the US, I was thinking about a concert that we played. It was, I don't know, probably a week and a half ago in Hanover. And a larger venue, so about 100 people were there, and the lights went down, the stage lights came on, and all of a sudden I couldn't see the audience. And for many people, performers, that's comforting. They kind of enjoy just singing into the dark. But for me, I really start to lose my focus, and I find that singing to people, with people, when I can see their reactions, when I feel like we're having a conversation, we're in it together, that's what I'm in it for. I mean, I got off stage and just felt a bit discombobulated, really. Like my brain went on so many different adventures while I was playing my songs and telling my stories. I wasn't really 100% there. Because I didn't have any eyeballs to ground into.
Do I understand that right? So if you do not see the audience, you do not feel comfortable?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy it more when I see, when I can experience people's reactions, when I can tell a story and just see, whether it's just body language or a smile or a nod or whatever it is, there's a conversation there. So larger venues are lovely, and yet the more that I play, I may ask them to bring up the lights a little bit in the house just so that I can have that feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not only playing solo shows. I've seen some videos where you perform on stage with other people. So there's one video in a church with strings and a choir, which was in Schwanheim last year.
Yeah.
Or you have videos with regular band setup for your album songs and so. So talking about the thing in Schwanheim with the choir and the strings.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unglaublich.
Unglaublich. So how do you plan these shows?
Magic. No, I mean, honestly, that was not planned by me. That was planned by a good friend of mine who lives in the area. Dominic and Constanza are two musicians who live close by. Dominic is a singer-songwriter as well. Mm-hmm. He and I met in, what year would that have been? I guess we met in 2024. However, he had come to my concert in Hamburg in 2019 and had been in the audience and taken some video of some of the songs that I was singing in my set. And then he had this really crazy experience. I think it was in 2021, maybe. He went skydiving in South Africa and crashed.
Ooh.
And broke everything from the waist down. And the doctors in South Africa said that he wouldn't be able to walk again. They were going to take off one of his legs.
Okay.
But he had travel insurance that he used to life flight him back to Germany. Mm-hmm. And the German doctors were able to do surgeries to fix both of his legs. Caveat being he had to be on the couch for about 6 months. He couldn't play music during that time. He did listen to one of my songs that he had taken video of from that concert that I did in Hamburg in 2019. And what he told me is that the first song that he played when he could play music again was my song called Don't Wait that he had taken a video of. And so he posted a really beautiful video of him doing a cover of my song and tagged me on social media. And when I saw it, I was just blown away. I mean, we hadn't met yet. I didn't know who this person was. But I wrote to him and I said, this is absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful honor. He had shared his story about the whole thing in his post. And I said, I'm coming to Germany. It's been a while. It's been 4 years since I've been there, but I'm coming and I would love to meet you and we should do a show together. And so he set up a show for us in Darmstadt, and it was really beautiful to meet him and his wife. And we all played music together. She plays the violin as well as organizes and conducts a string quartet and a choir. So after a few times visiting, organizing shows together, it was their idea to organize this concert that would be with the choir, the string quartet, Dominic playing his songs and me playing my songs.
That's a wonderful story.
It's incredible. Yeah. So when you ask about how I organize things, there's probably one of those stories for just about all of my shows. I worry about what's going to happen in the future and if this will continue and how I'm going to continue to make a living or share my music at all. But when I look back at the past decade plus, there's all of these examples of magic happening to keep it going. So I just need to remind myself that that the magic's there and I just need to trust.
Yeah, why should it stop? There's no reason.
Who knows?
How do your songs evolve or change over time? So especially songs that you're playing since a long time. Are you still playing them the way you did years before,
No.
or how do songs change?
No, I don't listen to old recordings of my songs. That's probably not surprising. I don't know many people who do listen to old recordings of their songs, but just like anything, things evolve. So I am still playing some of the songs that I wrote 15 years ago. And yeah, of course they change. not hugely, but just the swing of it, the tempo of it. I don't change the writing. The chord progression doesn't change. The lyrics don't change.
No, that I don't mean that.
Yeah, but the style, the way that I play it. In fact, the other night I played a song that is on an album from 2018. So I probably wrote it in 2016 or 17. So it's quite, 10 years old. And I've definitely slowed it down. Somebody who hadn't heard me play live in a while said, wow, that sounds so different than the recording. And I said, well, I haven't listened to the recording in a long time. And I've played it over and over
it
over
just
the
feels
years.
different then, and then
it's slower. It's a different vibe. But for me, it feels right. And so while I'm grateful that I had the motivation to record the songs pretty soon after I wrote them, it is fun to see how they evolve and change over the years. And perhaps at some point I'll decide that there are some songs that I want to re-record. But the other thing that I just did recently is released a live album, and I hadn't done that before. And that's a really good opportunity for me to revisit songs in a different way, because this is what I'm doing anyway. I mean, going into the studio it's I won't say arduous isn't the right word. It's a project. Well, I'll just leave it at that. Going into the studio as a project, but performing, that's what I do. I play somewhere different every night. And so capturing that makes more sense to me than going into a studio and making a new recording of something that I already have a recording of. Yeah. And it's fun. It's fun to record the songs pretty freshly after they've been written and imagine them in one way. And then who knows, maybe 10 years later, I'm still playing that same song, but it's evolved in some slightly different way that we won't know until it happens.
I have 2 more questions before we come to an end. Mm-hmm. Is there a place you have played in the last few years that you'll keep returning to no matter what?
Well, I think Germany is one of those places. Absolutely. I've been coming here for 10 years and I've made some really beautiful friends in my time touring here. So unless something drastic happens and I can't, I don't see not coming back. I'm really grateful for the opportunities that I've gotten here, and I think for sure I'll keep coming back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last question. So if someone discovers you for the first time now through this podcast, is there one song you'd love them to start with, and which one should it be?
That's exciting. So the best first song, well, I have two answers for that. Can I give you 2?
Yeah, sure.
The first song that I would say is Don't Wait. Mm-hmm. And the second song is The Year of the Wrecking Ball. And those could be interchangeable order. You don't have to do them in that order. But I think that's a nice introduction to my music. I'm proud of both of those songs, and I love sharing them with people. I am really excited for my new album to be released, and the first single will come out in July. The name of that single is The Answer, and the name of the album is The Answer. And so once that's out, I'll be excited for people to listen to that song.
The answer is 42, that you had this in the kitchen before.
Yeah. And do you know that I'm turning 42 in September?
No way.
Right before The Answer is being released. Yeah.
You have the answer. The answer is 42. Great. So Don't Wait and The Year of the Wrecking Ball, right?
Don't Wait and The Year of the Wrecking Ball are the 2 that are released right now.
Will you play both songs tonight?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so for the audience out there, Caroline is playing a living room concert here at Reinhardt's place, where we are recording this interview. And I asked Caroline if I could record that session, and I will probably play these songs during this podcast.
Well, you know what? Since they're going to be live, it doesn't have to be released music. I can play the answer too.
That's right. That's right. You can play the answer too.
Yeah.
So we will have that also.
Great.
Caroline, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
Andreas.
That
Thanks
was
for having
really
me.
fun.
Thank you.
And I was so nervous before that because
You did great.
It was my first interview in English, you know.
Dein
and
English is perfect.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I'm really looking forward to the concert later.
Me too.
I'm excited. Thank you very much for being with me.
My pleasure, Gavin.
And I wish you all the best and all the luck in the world for your future and for your music and everything.
Dankeschön. Danke.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Tschüss.
On Hidden Sea, it's called The Answer.